of everything.
What up everybody, welcome back to the channel. This one is going to be another installment, a different one. This is a spotlight on Soul Hunters, and the first hero I'm going to spotlight is going to be the new hero, Killjoy. As you see him, Killjoy, the Twisted Jester. There's a funny story behind his name. Well, actually, legend has it that Killjoy was a lovable clown in the circus. And everybody knows that in the clown community, clowns don't marry outside of the clown community. The problem with this clown is he fell in love with a mime. That's right, he loved a mime. And he was frowned upon by all of his clowns. They all laughed at him. But he said he's going to have a long, long marriage with this mime. And the years goes on, and Jester, the lovable clown here, gets bored of his marriage. He wants to spice things up in the bedroom with the mime. He takes her down, wants to play rough. He wants to roughhouse her, puts her down and says,
"Say my name, DJ Khaled."
And he says it again,
"Say my name, DJ Khaled."
but the thing is, she's a mime, and in the mime's heritage, they don't speak. She stayed true to her roots, and she did not say a word. The clown becomes infuriated with this mime. He wants to hear his name be called out. He hasn't heard his name being called out in years. He's starting to forget his own name, and he starts to realize that that is what you get when you marry a mime. You get silence. You start to forget your own history. So he develops a plan to get rid of his mime. He doesn't want to tell his clown friends that they broke up, because then he would admit that they were right. So what he does is, since she is committed to her silence, he stuffs her in a box. He puts her in a box and he puts her right inside of his front door. As soon as somebody walks in the house, she's there, but she stays true to her roots of her silence. Unless she breaks her silence, she will not get out of the box. Days pass, people walk in, the mime does not say a word. Months pass, and the clown figures this is impossible. She has to say something by now. He opens the box and finds his love dead, died of starvation. A tragic story for the clown, but he's left all alone, without a community, without a wife. He is no longer a clown. He is a twisted clown. Killed his own wife. Hence, when Kick 9 found him, he was a no-name clown. They recruited him to Kick 9, made him part of Soul Hunters, but the problem is he had no name. So they went on the Facebook forum. You can check on Facebook, and they asked the community, the fans, what they want to do with this guy's name. And they gave us a few choices, and out of the 4 choices, which weren't that good, this one was the best one. Everybody voted, and by a majority vote, Killjoy ended up winning. So the twisted clown that killed his wife and turned his back on his home is now Killjoy, a demented clown that's gonna terrorize Soul Hunters. Anyways, let's get back into this spotlight video, guys. Sorry for that short story, but I feel like that's his past. I feel like that's how this guy ended up here in Soul Hunters. But let me introduce this guy to you guys. He just came out today. He actually seems pretty cool. Let's check out some of his animations here. Look at him riding his little wheel there. Got some cool animations here. Alright, now let's get into his abilities. I'm going to check out his abilities, and then I'll let you guys know what I feel, he's going to be good at in the game, where he's going to succeed, and where, he'll shine the most. So let's start with the first one, the Doppelganger. So Killjoy releases a force field which creates an evil doppelganger of enemies it touches. Alright, The doppelgangers attack their enemy counterpart with the basic attack of that enemy. While the ability is in effect, if the doppelganger is killed, another one will take its place. A doppelganger will not appear for bosses or summon units. Alright, so that actually sounds pretty cool. So as soon as he releases his force field, any enemy that kind of penetrates that force field is going to get a copy of itself, I guess, fighting itself. So it's going to be a lot of interruption. Let's go on to the next one here. So Killjoy summons a ring of energy spheres which rotate around him, dealing magic damage over time to nearby enemies. The ability can be applied again when already in use, doubling the effect. Alright, so that actually sounds pretty cool too. So right now, level 22, it does a base damage of 132 per second. Seems alright. Alright, so third ability, the Puppet Master. Killjoy uses magic to take a frontline enemy and push them back, bringing a mid or backline enemy to the front. This ability also deals a large amount of magic damage to the frontline enemy. Wow, so this one is actually a really good ability. This one is very interesting because he's going to kind of switch positions of two enemies, you know, from front, and he's going to bring them to the back and then bring a midline or a backline hero to the front. So he's all about interruption. And the last ability, Killjoy's taunts and rage an enemy, lowering their magic armor but increasing their physical attack. Alright, so he's going to taunt an enemy, it's going to lower their magic armor, and then but they're going to in turn get a higher attack. So in the right situations, this could be useful, but this one is not that big of a skill for him. But the first, you know, three are actually very, very interesting. So let's take him on a little test run in the campaign here in a lower level and see how he does. I'm not sure where I'm going to go. Somewhere where the levels are not too crazy. 67. I think mine was at level 80. The problem is his skills are so low that I don't think it's going to affect anybody, but... Oh. I just quickly hit that attack button without realizing that this is all about Killjoy. So let's put this guy in here and check him out, see how he does in a little test run. And let's test him out here. Alright, so these are the three little balls here. Ooh, the problem is this might be a too high of a stage. Oh, so there's his ultimate. Created a doppelganger for every single one of those frontline heroes. Yeah, this stage might be too much for him. His stats, that's one thing that I noticed about him. He's got very low stats. So, he won't be a damage dealer and he's not going to be a tank. As you can tell, he's obviously going to be a straight up interruption. For the right situation, you can put him in there, maybe in the arena. That's where I feel like he can, you know, shine pretty well. If you put him in the arena in the right team composition, then he will be good because he's going to interrupt a lot of things that people are trying to do. So I think he's going to be huge in the arena at first. He doesn't affect bosses and he doesn't affect, I think it said something else, bosses and, you know, raid bosses, whatever. So all right, so let's use this here and see if, yeah, so anything that goes inside that little sphere there will be automatically, you know, they make a clone automatically of it. And I think it might have the same stats as the clone. And those balls, as you see them, there's like, right now, there's like 6 or more of them. Because if they're on, I think they just keep adding on. Yeah, so the balls will always keep adding on. The longer the fight goes, the more balls will rotate around them and giving a lot of DOT damage. So that's pretty interesting as well. So yeah, I love this ultimate skill. I mean, I think it's a really, really cool skill. It can be used in a lot of different situations. And I think he's actually going to be a really, really cool hero. Because if you really think about it, he's going to pretty much, just as you saw there, that the Mortis, when that Mortis ultimate earlier, if you're fighting a Mortis and he uses his ultimate to interrupt, let's say to make a doppelganger of, you know, the front line, where there's 2 or 3 of them, Mortis will automatically hit that, you know, the shadow, and it won't even affect, you know. So Mortis, this guy will be a perfect counter for him, and that's just one that I can think of. So he should be a good a good counter to a lot of these heroes here. So let's just keep checking him on a little bit more here. I'm not sure if there's anything more to add about him. I think, let's check out some gear. Yeah, I can only go up to purple +3 right now, so I mean, that's about it for him. As you can see, he's gonna be very, very helpful in a lot of arena situations. So he's gonna be really, really tough to deal with, I think, in the arena. So while I'm still here, I can do some other things here. I have a good amount of actually, I've built up a lot of these tickets here. I have 12 of the diamond chest tickets. So while I'm here, I can do a diamond chest pull, a 10 pull here, and see if we get some luck. All right, let's get something good here. I know they added the crusher here, so that would be awesome. Hanzo, okay, I'm fine with Hanzo. Dr. Zeno. Boy, that's a lot of good things here. I got Hanzo, Dr. Zeno, and this. I'm gonna do one more. Vincent. Dokras. I think that first one was a little bit better. And if you were wondering, the Conjuring Stone hero for the week right now is Leia. Mine's is almost a 7 stars, so there's really no use for her. But there's also Jester here. You won't get the full hero though, so don't get it mixed up. You're not gonna get the full hero if you do this Conjuring Stone hero for him. You'll only get his soul stones. And maybe one more of these here. And one more. So nothing really good from the pulls over there, but that's not so bad. Anyways, that'll be it for this spotlight episode, guys. I hope you enjoy it. This guy is actually pretty cool. You know, if he comes out, make sure you get him, you upgrade him. I'm gonna use him, you know, as soon as I can upgrade him all the way. Right now, I got a lot of heroes that I'm trying to work on, and it's really, really hard. You know, you can't update them all. But slowly and surely, I'll definitely be working on all of them. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you guys next time on Soul Hunters. I love you guys. Be good.